That yes, I adore these old movies and everything, because I can never make them. I wish I could have, but I'm not. I'm what I am. I do what I do now.
In Hollywood, one decision can define a career. A role accepted, a director passed on, or a door that suddenly slams shut. And when that door belongs to Martin Scorsese, it doesn't just close, it disappears.
It always has to do with character. If I think it's right and he gets interested in it and we start working on it, because that's what we were doing on the script.
For over 5 decades, Scorsese has shaped American cinema with a style that's raw, emotional, and obsessively precise. From the gritty chaos of Taxi Driver to the manic excess of The Wolf of Wall Street, he's created unforgettable stories about ambition, guilt, violence, and survival. But behind every scene lies something just as powerful: control. Scorsese doesn't just direct, he demands total emotional surrender, technical discipline, the ability to disappear inside a character until there's nothing left of the actor. Some stars rise under that pressure, others break. Because even the most talented actors, Oscar winners, box office giants, cultural icons, have found themselves shut out of Scorsese's world. Not because they weren't good, but because they weren't right. Conflicting instincts, clashing egos, creative philosophies that couldn't coexist. These aren't just stories about bad auditions or failed roles, they're battles between vision and identity. And the result? Some of Hollywood's biggest names were rejected, recast, or quietly erased from Scorsese's projects. As the man himself once said, "Cinema is a matter of what's in the frame and what's out." For these 6 actors, what stayed out was his approval. And in an industry built on relationships, that can echo for decades. Number 1. Jim Carrey. At the height of his dramatic reinvention in the late 90s, Jim Carrey was more than just Hollywood's rubber-faced funny man. After The Truman Show and Man on the Moon, critics began asking a real question. Could Jim be the next great dramatic actor? Martin Scorsese thought he might be. In 1999, Carrey was briefly attached to star in Scorsese's long-gestating Howard Hughes biopic, the project that would later become The Aviator. The idea was bold. Carrey would portray Hughes's transformation, from dashing aviator to paranoid recluse. His chameleon-like energy intrigued Scorsese, but from the start, there was friction. During a character workshop in Scorsese's New York office, Carrey came in with a whirlwind of improvisational ideas, physically shifting, muttering lines under his breath, sketching out Hughes's descent in real time. According to crew present that day, Scorsese said nothing. He just watched, and then the room went cold. Scorsese's process demands precision. Every beat matters, every line is loaded. Improvisation, only if it serves the moment exactly. And Carrey's brilliance, undeniable as it was, didn't fit that mold. The project collapsed quietly. Carrey moved on to Bruce Almighty. Scorsese moved on with Leonardo DiCaprio. And though neither has spoken badly of the other, the silence speaks volumes. Years later, Scorsese told a film class at NYU, "Some actors create in their own universe. My films need actors who live in mine." Number 2. Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone's performance in Casino is iconic. As Ginger McKenna, she was electric, unraveling on screen in a whirlwind of charm, fury, and self-destruction. The role earned her a Golden Globe win and an Oscar nomination. But what audiences didn't see was the intensity simmering behind the camera. Stone wasn't Scorsese's first choice. The studio pushed for her, and after much hesitation, he agreed. He later admitted he saw something in her volatility that might work for Ginger's spiral. But from the very beginning, their collaboration was turbulent. Stone, known for her strong instincts, often challenged Scorsese on script interpretations and performance beats. She reportedly requested rewrites, debated motivations, and pushed for emotional nuance in scenes Scorsese had already locked down in his mind. During one key breakdown sequence, Stone insisted on multiple versions of the character's reaction. Scorsese, frustrated, demanded she trust his direction, not reshape it. A crew member recalled the dynamic as explosive but professional, barely. The result on screen? Genius. Off-screen? A creative fracture that never healed. Despite Casino's success, Stone was never cast in another Scorsese project. When asked years later about working with her again, he responded only with a non-committal shrug. Behind the awards and acclaim was a simple truth. Stone delivered exactly what the role needed, but not in the way Scorsese wanted. Sometimes the brightest flames don't get invited back. Not because they didn't shine, but because they burned too hot. Number 3. Mickey Rourke. In the 1980s, Mickey Rourke was Hollywood's most unpredictable rising star. brilliant, magnetic, and volatile. Directors either avoided him or praised his wild genius. He was the kind of actor who didn't just play a role, he tore into it like it owed him something. And for a brief moment, Scorsese considered channeling that fire. The two nearly collaborated on a gritty, New York set project that never made it past the development phase. Rourke was on the shortlist for a major role. Some say it was for The Last Temptation of Christ. Others point to early drafts of Goodfellas. Either way, it didn't happen, and not because of talent. According to insiders, Scorsese admired Rourke's raw energy, but found his intensity uncontainable. Rourke reportedly refused to audition or take script notes, telling producers, "Either you want Mickey Rourke, or you don't." And Scorsese didn't. He's a director who thrives on control, carefully sculpted chaos, not real-life instability. Rourke, meanwhile, brought chaos everywhere he went. From storming off sets to clashing with co-stars, his behavior was unpredictable, even by Hollywood standards. Years later, Rourke said in an interview, "There were a lot of great roles I should have had, but I was too much of a pain in the ass." With Scorsese, that meant the door quietly closed, because in a Scorsese film, the madness has to serve the story, not threaten to burn it down from the inside. Number 4. Winona Ryder. She was the perfect period face. Delicate, intelligent, luminous. So when Scorsese cast Winona Ryder as May Welland in The Age of Innocence, it seemed like a flawless match. But beneath the surface, things were tense. Ryder believed May was more fragile than manipulative. Scorsese disagreed. He wanted a character whose weapon was restraint, a woman using Victorian etiquette as a scalpel. During the filming of the pivotal engagement party scene, Scorsese halted production for nearly 6 hours. He kept whispering direction to Ryder, take after take, pushing for a performance that left her visibly shaken. Production designer Dante Ferretti later said, "She'd come back red-eyed. He wanted this very specific kind of silent warfare. She wanted empathy." Despite the tension, Ryder was nominated for an Oscar, but she was absent from the film's commentary tracks, and she never worked with Scorsese again. When asked about her years later, Scorsese simply said, "Winona is brilliant at certain qualities. May required something else." Number 5. Mark Wahlberg. The Departed was a career-defining film for many, a towering win for Scorsese, a powerhouse showcase for Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, and then there was Mark Wahlberg. With limited screen time and a blunt, no-nonsense role, Wahlberg stole scenes left and right as Sergeant Dignam. He was raw, furious, and unforgettable, so much so that he earned an Oscar nomination. But after the dust settled, something strange happened. Wahlberg was never invited back. No second project, no follow-up call, no reunion with the director who had just helped propel him into critical acclaim. Why? Behind the scenes, Wahlberg's intensity reportedly clashed with Scorsese's methodical approach. Known for improvisation and a rough, streetwise presence, Wahlberg came in hot, sometimes too hot. One insider claimed, "Mark didn't always want to stick to the script, and Marty's not into surprises like that unless they serve the moment perfectly." There were also whispers that Wahlberg wasn't thrilled with the role to begin with, that he felt sidelined, overshadowed by bigger names, and underutilized, despite delivering one of the film's most memorable lines. Years later, Wahlberg admitted he almost turned down The Departed, saying, "I was pretty angry and bitter. I didn't want to play a cop again." He took the role anyway, and made it unforgettable. But for Scorsese, the off-screen friction may have sealed the deal. He gave Wahlberg the moment of a lifetime, and then closed the curtain. Number 6. Harvey Keitel. Harvey Keitel wasn't just an actor to Martin Scorsese. He was a creative partner, a muse who helped shape some of the director's most iconic early films. From the gritty streets of Mean Streets to the raw emotional intensity of Taxi Driver, Keitel's performances were the foundation of Scorsese's vision. Their collaborations felt almost symbiotic, with Keitel embodying the restless energy and moral complexity that would become Scorsese's trademark. But as time passed, something changed. After The Last Temptation of Christ, Keitel's presence in Scorsese's films began to fade. Where once he was a fixture, he soon became an afterthought. By the time Goodfellas and Casino rolled around, Scorsese's preferred actors had shifted to Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Leonardo DiCaprio. The reasons are unclear. Some insiders suggest it was a personal rift. Others say it was simply artistic evolution. Scorsese himself remained vague on the subject, once saying, "Harvey was essential to my beginnings, but every story calls for different tools." Keitel, for his part, expressed surprise at the distance but never spoke ill of Scorsese. In interviews, he described their split as a natural, if bittersweet shift in creative direction. Their story is a reminder that even the most fruitful artistic partnerships can unravel, not from conflict, but from time and change. In a director's relentless pursuit of perfection, sometimes the muse must fall away. What do these 6 stories tell us? That in Martin Scorsese's world, talent alone isn't the currency. It's discipline, submission, a willingness to bleed for the character, but only on the exact terms he envisions. These actors weren't untalented. They were exceptional, but their brilliance didn't align with his. And in cinema, that misalignment can mean the difference between immortality and being cut before the camera ever rolls. Because when Scorsese closes the door, it usually stays closed. If you love uncovering the untold truths of Hollywood, subscribe now. There's a whole world behind the credits, and we're just getting started.